Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 Europe Day virtual celebration. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, we present to you a video to celebrate Europe Day 2021. Our proceedings today are marked by a message by our guest of honor, Dr. Mohammed Maliki bin Osman, Minister in the Prime Minister's Office and Second Minister of Education and of Foreign Affairs. We also have a special message from the European Union and Member States ambassadors in Singapore, and a rendition of anthems by the Singapore Police Force Band. It gives us great pleasure to invite now the Ambassador of the European Union to Singapore, Barbara Plinkett, to deliver her Europe Day remarks.
Your Excellency Dr. Mohammed Maliki bin Osman, Minister in the Prime Minister's Office and Second Minister of Education and of Foreign Affairs. Excellencies, fellow Europeans and friends and partners of the European Union in Singapore. While we still cannot get together in person to celebrate Europe Day this year, it is a great pleasure to welcome you to this virtual celebration. It is an honor to be joined by Dr. Maliki on this occasion. Europe Day on the 9th of May is our annual occasion to celebrate peace and unity in Europe. It marks a powerful statement called the Schuman Declaration, made in 1950 by the then French Foreign Minister Robert Schuman, who initiated the process of European integration emerging from the devastations of the Second World War. This year also marks the 10th anniversary of the creation of the European Union's Foreign Service. The European External Action Service, or EEAS, promotes a stronger Europe in the world with its network of EU diplomatic missions in 140 countries around the globe. Its launch in 2011 was a major step in the European integration process and in developing our common foreign and security policy. Indeed, fostering our external relations has become ever more important, as the world is becoming increasingly complex and multipolar, and the many challenges we face become global in nature. The coronavirus pandemic is a case in point, and so is the climate emergency. To address these challenges, an urgent, concerted, and collaborative effort is needed. We need to act now, and we need to act together ambitiously. The pandemic has reinforced the sense of how connected and interdependent we are. The European Union is therefore strongly committed to revitalizing and modernizing the rules-based international order based on multilateralism in key priority areas. These range from peace and stability, trade and investment, to health, climate change, and emerging new technologies. And it is clear that this is only possible in close collaboration with like-minded partners such as Singapore. It has been under the stewardship of Singapore, having held the role of ASEAN coordinator for relations with the EU over the past 3 years, that we were able to announce the elevation of relations between the EU and ASEAN to a strategic partnership in December 2020. This is truly indicative of a new chapter in the long-standing relationship between our two regional organizations in the spirit of shared values and mutual cooperation. As partners in integration, the EU and ASEAN have many shared interests, from the immediate, such as cooperation in overcoming the COVID-19 crisis, including on vaccines and rebuilding our economies in a green and sustainable way, to the overarching objective of promoting effective multilateralism. Our commitment to the wider region has been further underpinned by the decision of the EU's foreign ministers to announce, as recently as 16th of April, an EU strategy for cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. This strategy recognizes the growing importance of the region, with ASEAN at its center, and gives new impetus to reinforcing collaboration with our partners in the Indo-Pacific, with the aim of contributing to the stability, security, prosperity, and sustainable development of the region. Singapore clearly is one key partner of the EU in the Indo-Pacific. It lies squarely in the center of this vast region and plays a vital role as a connectivity hub for business, travel, and transport. It is therefore only consistent that Singapore was the first country in ASEAN with which the EU concluded a free trade agreement, which came into force in November 2019. Trade in goods and services and investments have remained robust in the first year of implementing the agreement, despite the pandemic. And we are reinforcing collaboration in areas that are equally important to both of us, such as sustainability and climate change. We have convened the first Trade and Sustainable Development Board under the EU-Singapore Free Trade Agreement within the first year of its implementation. This gives us an opportunity to reinforce joint efforts towards a resilient and sustainable post-pandemic economic recovery. Clearly, by working together and building on synergies in areas such as circular economy, the built environment, mobility, and renewable energy, we can have an even bigger impact at a global scale. We are also aware of the need to have the private sector on board to advance the green and digital transition. It has therefore been heartening to see the European Chamber of Commerce in Singapore embracing the topic of sustainability, culminating in recognizing and celebrating European and Singaporean excellence in green solutions and innovation through its sustainability awards in November last year. Additionally, to translate the norms of the EU-Singapore Free Trade Agreement into tangible opportunities for businesses, Singapore and the EU signed an administrative arrangement on cluster cooperation on the 3rd of December last year. The arrangement provides a framework for facilitating cooperation and business activities between industry clusters in Singapore and the EU. Clusters are effective vehicles to strengthen bilateral business relations between European and Singapore entities, in particular small and medium enterprises. The EU and Singapore both are also strong supporters of multilateralism. We work jointly in the World Trade Organization and support its reform so it can continue playing its pivotal role in developing global trade rules. We both joined the International Platform on Sustainable Finance to support the objective of scaling up the mobilization of private capital towards environmentally sustainable investments. Singapore and EU also support international solidarity in the fight against COVID-19 by contributing to the COVAX mechanism aimed at rolling out vaccinations at a global scale. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, there are many ways in which we can build and strengthen connections between the EU and Singapore, but promoting people-to-people connectivity is clearly a priority. I'm therefore particularly excited that, after some of our activities could not be realized last year as a result of the pandemic, we are now back with a range of events and actions supporting our people-to-people ties, specifically this month of May when we celebrate Europe Day. For example, with the EU Edu School program supported by the Ministry of Education, ambassadors of the EU and member states present in Singapore are engaging on the EU with students of close to 30 schools. We have been touched by the warm welcome and hospitality of the teachers and students and their keen interest in the European Union and how we can work together and learn from each other. Also, if you want to get a glimpse of Europe through a cinematic lens, in these times when traveling is still a challenge, I'd like to warmly recommend you to join us at the 30th European Film Festival, running until the 23rd of May, showcasing 23 films from as many European countries at the projector. I would like to finish by expressing my sincere thanks to all friends and partners in Singapore for all the support we have received in this exceptional year, as well as to my colleagues at the EU delegation for their excellent work during these times of unprecedented change. I wish you all a happy Europe Day.
honor to have for our virtual celebration this message from our guest of honor, Dr. Mohammed Maliki bin Osman, Minister in the Prime Minister's Office and Second Minister of Education and of Foreign Affairs.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Barbara Plinkett, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to join you all today, albeit virtually, to commemorate Europe Day. On behalf of the Government of Singapore, I would like to extend our warmest congratulations to the people of the European Union. 71 years ago, the Schuman Declaration led to the creation of the European Coal and Steel Community, which in turn paved the way for the creation of the EU. Schuman's message of unity and collaboration is ever more relevant today. The COVID-19 pandemic struck when global integration was being challenged by a rise in isolationism, protectionism, and unilateralism. But the crisis has also demonstrated our interconnectedness and interdependence and underscored the importance of working closely with partners to deal with today's complex global challenges. The EU is a valuable partner in our region. The ASEAN-EU relations have continued to grow in recent years, which bears testament to our strong ties and common interests. The EU has been amongst ASEAN's top 3 trading partners for over a decade and was ASEAN's 3rd largest trading partner in 2019. The EU has also been amongst ASEAN's top 3 sources of FDI inflows since 2013 and invested $15.4 billion in the region in 2019. Both sides have maintained a high level of engagement and continue to cooperate in a broad range of areas. Singapore is also glad that as country coordinator for the ASEAN-EU dialogue relations over the past 3 years, we were able to strengthen cooperation between our 2 regions, which led to the very much welcomed upgrade of the ASEAN-EU relations to that of a strategic partnership in December 2020. The next step is for us to conclude our ASEAN-EU Comprehensive Air Transport Agreement, or CATA, and the Free Trade Agreement that will strengthen our region-to-region links and support our collective efforts to bolster post-pandemic recovery in the EU and ASEAN. With regard to EU-Singapore relations, the EU is our 2nd largest foreign investor and 4th largest trading partner in terms of goods. We marked the 1st anniversary of the entry into force of the EU-Singapore Free Trade Agreement, or EU-SFTA, in December last year. The EU-SFTA is expected to increase EU-Singapore trade by over 10% above the level growth without the agreement in place. Amid supply chain disruptions during the COVID-19 pandemic, the EU-SFTA provided a strong and resounding signal of the EU and Singapore's commitment to continue upholding the open and rules-based trading system. As a strategic pathfinder for the eventual EU-ASEAN FTA, the EU-SFTA will also enhance region-to-region connectivity between the EU, which is the world's largest single market, and ASEAN, the 4th largest economic bloc, by 2030. In addition to making headway in the economic and trade domains, we also worked closely on health-related matters, including our common fight against COVID-19. As vaccines are rolled out worldwide, we are glad to continue working in solidarity with the EU to support vaccine multilateralism, including through initiatives like the COVID-19 Vaccines Global Access, or COVAX, keep supply chains open, and support global recovery. There is much scope for Singapore and the EU to work together to ensure a strong and sustainable post-pandemic recovery that would benefit both our peoples. This includes leveraging opportunities arising from global digitalization, which has been accelerated due to COVID-19. As digital solutions become more commonplace, we can collaborate on the digital economy to enable greater ease of conducting business between Singapore and the EU and keep our companies competitive. We should also work on establishing a collaborative platform for R&D to customize European green technologies for industrial applications in Southeast Asia. As we strive to remain ahead of the curve and improve the livelihoods of our citizens, we should continue to tap on our strong partnership to tackle growing transnational challenges such as climate change and cybercrime. Singapore will continue to maintain a conducive environment for European businesses and investments. There are currently more than 11,000 European companies in Singapore. We continue to welcome international talent and will uphold the principle of staying open and connected, which is of its existential importance to a small and open economy like ours. We also look forward to continuing international discussions on the reopening of borders and mutual recognition of vaccine certification, issues that are important as we prepare to move forward from the pandemic. At the same time, the health and safety of the local and expatriate communities remains our priority. We appreciate the strong cooperation, understanding, and support from everyone, which has allowed us to ease certain COVID-related measures and continue to live, work, and play safely. As we seek to emerge stronger from this unprecedented crisis, we will work together with key stakeholders like the EU, not only to overcome the challenges, but to respond nimbly to new opportunities to ensure a sustainable recovery. I look forward to our strong friendship reaching even greater heights in the years ahead. Thank you.
I express my sincere appreciation to the Singapore Police Force Band for their beautiful rendition of Singapore's national anthem, Majulah Singapura, and the anthem of the European Union, Ode to Joy.
And now we invite the European Union and Member States ambassadors in Singapore to reflect on what the European Union means to them.
No more war, but also seamless travel and trade, the opportunity to study abroad, the possibility to tackle problems like climate change together, to contribute to a world where other values than might is right will prevail.
I am very happy that 17 years ago, the Czech Republic joined the European Union. Being a part of Europe is our identity.
To me, the EU means peace, it means collaboration, and achieving more together.
For me, Europe is home and where I am from. Just as I am German, I am at the same time European. And a united Europe is all the more important to me the longer I am living abroad.
Happy Europe Day. The European Union means that even as a small country, you will always have colleagues that you can count on.
Being part of the European Union family has helped Ireland to become a modern and prosperous society and to consolidate peace on our island. The EU also enables a small country like Ireland to have a much bigger voice in the wider world.
The European Union is our home, based on our common values and ideals. It's a way of life. It's our present and future. Happy birthday, European Union.
The European Union is a unique process of the international society. We are very proud to be an active member of this fascinating project.
The EU is a geopolitical player promoting multilateralism, stability and solidarity. Its partnership with ASEAN reinforces strategic autonomy and centrality of both organizations.
For me, EU means the family of common values and common history and tradition, and of course the responsibility to shape the world much better for our future generation, both within the EU and on a global scale.
Europe is the place I call home. L'Europa è la mia casa.
For me, European Union means the fight we're willing to fight for open borders, for diversity and tolerance, for solidarity among ourselves and with our partners, and for my and your human rights.
Being in the heart of Europe with our history of more than 1,000 years, EU is a community that we call home, where we are at home. It brings our different strengths together to achieve common goals, peace, prosperity, freedoms, and our European way of life.
Happy Europe Day. I'm working together with many Europeans on a greener future.
If the European Union didn't exist, we would have to invent it.
It is freedom, it is solidarity. It is our joint responsibility to make the EU an even better place and a trusted partner for the world.
It's never easy to define what the European Union is, but I would say that the European Union is about an intertwined history, a common present, and above all is about how to build a common and shared and sustainable future where we all could fit in.
Human rights, peace, prosperity, and a sustainable future.
The EU to me means an attempt to improve the lives of the people in Europe and also globally. Not an easy task, but vitally important, together.
The EU is the world's most effective peace and cooperation project. From aid and trade to climate change, it's part of solving every major global challenge.
To me, the European Union means to be part of a bigger community of 27 countries, to feel enriched by a diversity of cultures while sharing the same values. And it means that together we are stronger.
In these difficult times, when we have not been able to meet in person, we are deeply grateful to each of you for joining us for our virtual Europe Day celebration.